He almost chose someone else, but in the final moment, Lee Min-ho said it had to be her. Not a co-star, not a model, not a glamorous heiress, but Kim Go Eun. The truth is finally out, and his raw confession is nothing short of a thunderstorm that's shaking fans around the world. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss any future confessions, love stories, or breaking celebrity news that will leave your heart racing. For years, the world speculated. Was it Suzy Bae? Was it Park Shin-hye? Was it someone we'd never even seen in the spotlight? Lee Min-ho, the global Hallyu star with millions of admirers, always kept his personal life under lock and key. But after years of silence, vague interviews, and teasing glances caught on camera, he has finally pulled back the curtain. And the name he said with absolute certainty? Kim Go Eun. It wasn't a simple choice. According to Lee Min-ho, there were moments when even he didn't know who his heart belonged to. I've worked with incredible women, he admitted. Some of them were like friends, some felt like family, and some I thought I loved. But Kim Go Eun, she was different. I didn't just see her. I felt her. Fans were floored when he went on to reveal that their connection didn't even start on the set of The King, Eternal Monarch. It had begun quietly, subtly, during a casual industry dinner before casting was even announced. He remembered glancing across the room and seeing her laugh at a joke someone else had made. It wasn't even directed at me, he laughed during the interview. But I wished it was. That laugh stayed with me. What's shocking is that Kim Go Eun had no idea. She treated me like a colleague, Lee said, which was probably what drew me to her even more. She wasn't trying to impress me. She wasn't trying to gain attention. She was just herself. Even during filming, while fans obsessed over their chemistry, Lee Min-ho stayed reserved. People assumed we were acting, he confessed. But half the time, I wasn't even acting. When I looked at her on set, when I said those lines about love, they were real. They came from somewhere deeper than the script. It wasn't an easy road to clarity. Lee Min-ho admitted he wrestled with himself for months, torn between the pressure of public image and the pull of something real. Everyone had opinions, he said. Even my own mind had doubts. People expected me to date someone like Suzy again, or someone international. But my heart kept going back to Go Eun, even when I tried to move on, even when I dated others. She was there, like a quiet heartbeat. He described a night that changed everything. One evening after filming had wrapped, the cast gathered for a private wrap-up party. The cameras were off. No stylists, no pressure. Just people being people. Kim Go Eun had been sitting quietly, scrolling through her phone, when Lee Min-ho walked up and asked to speak with her alone. I told her I had something to say, and I didn't know if I'd ever get the chance again. She looked up, and for the first time, I saw that maybe she had been feeling the same way all along. He didn't confess then, but something shifted. They began texting more, sharing personal struggles, talking late into the night, even when they were thousands of miles apart due to schedules. Lee Min-ho recalled one particular text message from Kim Go Eun that struck him deeply. I hope you're eating well. The world looks at you like a star, but I hope someone is looking at you like a person. That was it, he said. That was the moment I knew. And yet, he hesitated, because being Lee Min-ho meant more than just being in love. It meant facing public scrutiny, constant rumors, invasive media, and endless assumptions. There's always that fear, he admitted. If I choose her, I'm dragging her into my world. The pressure, the hate, the spotlight. I wasn't sure if I had the right to do that to someone I love. But Kim Go Eun never made him feel like he had to protect her. She stood tall, confident in her own skin, never intimidated by his fame. She never tried to compete with me or stand in my shadow. She stood with me. That strength, her quiet strength, is what finally gave me the courage to stop hiding. Fans speculated for years based on Instagram photos, shared schedules, and suspiciously coordinated travel dates. But now, for the first time, Lee Min-ho is confirming what many hoped was true. I chose Kim Go Eun, he said firmly. Not because she was the obvious choice. Not because she was the safest choice. But because she was the right one. She challenges me, grounds me, and sees me, not the actor, not the brand, just me. He went on to reveal that during a particularly tough time in his career, when he was navigating personal losses and industry stress, it was Go Eun who reached out. She sent me a playlist of songs that helped her heal. She didn't say much. Just, these helped me, maybe they'll help you too. That message hit deeper than any grand gesture. In a world full of flashy romances and overnight breakups, what Lee Min-ho and Kim Go Eun share feels rare. "It's not about being perfect," he said. "It's about showing up." And she always showed up. One of the most heart-melting parts of his confession was when he revealed a private moment no fan had ever known. "I asked her once if she ever felt lonely even when surrounded by people. She smiled and said, 'Only when I forget who I am.' That answer told me everything. I wanted to be the person who reminded her who she was every single day." And the public reaction? Explosive. Twitter trends exploded. Fan pages rejoiced. Even celebrities began commenting with surprise and support. It wasn't just that Lee Min-ho had chosen love. It was that he had chosen a love that felt sincere, slow-burning, and deeply rooted in friendship. He admitted they are still taking things one step at a time. "There's no big announcement," he said. "No wedding bells just yet. But I'm not hiding anymore. If you see us together, you see us. We're not pretending. We're not playing roles. We're just two people who decided to stop being afraid." The courage it takes to love out loud in the face of an industry built on fantasy and illusion is something fans deeply respect. Especially when it comes from someone like Lee Min-ho, arguably one of the most watched and admired actors in the world. "You reach a point," he said, "where fame isn't enough, where applause isn't enough, and you realize the only person you want to impress is the one who already sees through all of it." And what does Kim Go Eun say about all this? In a rare moment of public response, she simply smiled during a recent interview and said, "He's more than people know, and I'm proud of who he's becoming." That one line sparked 1,000 headlines, but to those who know, it confirmed everything. These two are building something real, something far beyond the cameras, far beyond the red carpets, and far beyond the expectations of anyone who thought love in the spotlight couldn't survive. As fans, we often crave fairy tales. But what Lee Min-ho and Kim Go Eun offer is even more powerful. A real tale. One of patience, honesty, growth, and choosing each other even when it's hard. Lee Min-ho's final words in the interview have already become iconic. "I could have had anyone, but the only one I couldn't walk away from was her." And just like that, the guessing game is over. The king has made his choice, and the queen has quietly stood by his side all along. Not for the cameras, not for the headlines, but for love. And that, dear viewers, is the kind of story we don't just watch, we feel. So what are your thoughts? Were you rooting for this love all along? Could you see it in their eyes when they stood side by side in interviews? Or did this confession catch you completely off guard? Let us know in the comments below. And remember, true love doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. And if you're lucky, you hear it anyway. And before you go, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Because if this was the truth today, who knows what tomorrow will bring in the world of Lee Min-ho and